Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It has been a surprisingly busy 24 hours for Call of Duty because they've actually gone through and responded to quite a bit. We actually have devs directly addressing some features for Black Ops 7, some gameplay details for Black Ops 7 that previously we were all just kind of wondering about. Call of Duty is actually making a pretty drastic change again in response to community feedback. It's almost like competition, as I've alluded to for the past several months, is very, very good in the FPS space. Battlefield 6 is putting some pressure on Call of Duty, and they actually have to act, and acted they have over the past day, revealing some new details. First up, though, we've got to start with an absolutely bizarre leak stemming from the Ghost of Hope, who is very credible when it comes to inside information and leaks. That said, he prefaces this by saying, very, very big grain of salt. Black Ops 7 may move up its release date. Currently, it's slated for November 14th, which is, I think, tied for the latest release ever for a Call of Duty. Honestly, myself, I'm okay with it releasing in November. I think that's a good time given the layout of everything now. We know Battlefield October 10th. I think launching a month after that gives gamers a good chance to take in Battlefield, get used to that, have that experience. For me, especially, I don't have to juggle trying to play and post two different games, you know, all day, every day. It certainly makes my life a little easier, but I'm okay with this release date. If they were to move it up, that would be something we have never seen in Call of Duty. They don't change their release dates. And I feel like it'd be a pretty big gamble, one that doesn't really have a reason behind it either. What I'm thinking maybe happens here is that they hear some, word of mouth rumors, they hear some inside information. Maybe Call of Duty is considering bringing back early access campaign and that being an earlier date, and maybe that's what's getting tossed out there. I'm personally a big advocate for campaign early access, especially this year where how you can level up, weapons in the campaign. I think that'd be awesome. I think it gets rid of the potential FOMO of, man, I really want to jump into multiplayer, but also I really want to play the campaign. But what if I fall behind in multiplayer? I got to get my weapons leveled and everything like that. Early access campaign is one of the best things they introduced. And then, of course, the Modern Warfare 3 campaign was just bad. It didn't have anything to do with early access, but COD decided, oh, if it's bad, we can't give it to them early. So they took it away. Maybe that's what they're bringing back. Like Hope says, very, very big grain of salt. So we'll have to monitor this. I would not expect the date to change, but apparently it's something that's being floated right now. And we'll have to see what ends up actually happening here. Now, beyond our one big leak for the day here, we do have a lot of officially confirmed information now coming directly from the Call of Duty accounts and actual devs themselves. And it's some pretty interesting information here directly correlating to Black Ops 7. So as we do go through all the details, if you enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, maybe you have not subscribed yet, we should change that every single day. I got you guys covered with all things you need to know for Call of Duty. So feel free to hit that sub button and of course turn on those post notifications. So as we've been talking about the past few weeks, it does seem like because of the pressure of Battlefield 6 and because of the very, very loud negative reception for Black Ops 7 so far, Treyarch's had to do some damage control. They've had to actually go through and respond to some things. We initially saw this with them canceling carry forward outright, with the exception of like XP tokens and gobblegums. We've seen them post a lot more transparent stuff like the multiplayer deep dives that we've seen the past few days. Well, now Treyarch is yet again responding to feedback. They posted last night saying, heads up zombie players, any of the 4 main quest operator skin rewards earned in Black Ops 6 will be available in Black Ops 7 at launch. And for the truly dedicated, the New Order's Prestige level 1000 operator skin will also be available for Samuels on day 1. A bird just hit my window. Anyways, little distracting. Samuels will also have that level 1000 operator skin on day 1. So what they're doing here, because this was also, a large response to them canceling carry forward, is, but what about zombies? It makes sense to have some carry forward in zombies. Like, we just worked to earn this main crew stuff, the level 1000 stuff. Like, this would make sense in zombies. That's the really only place where carry forward actually logically would work. And Treyarch heard that. So now, while we don't have full carry forward in multiplayer outside of XP tokens, we don't have full carry forward in zombies outside of gobblegums, we also do have slight carry forward with the 4 main quest operator skins and the level 1000 skin for Samuels. So I think that's good news there. I think that helps with the story, the narrative, and it does reward zombies fans, the diehards there, for going through and unlocking these skins. And Call of Duty also upped the ante a little bit They responded to this and said, that's not all. The Guild Override camo is joining the Zombies main quest reward in New Order's operator skins and will also be available at the launch of Black Ops 7 for those who digitally pre-order. So with this, of course, this is like the new pre-order camo. We talked about this a few days back. It's only if you digitally pre-order, though. It's not just like the basic one. It has to be digital. But we talked about this, and one, it kind of seemed like a panic move because they're like, oh, pre-order numbers are down. Let's offer them up a camo, except there's not much incentive to pre-order for this camo because originally it was just available in Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Why would you pre-order Black Ops 7 for a camo right now? Like, that doesn't give you a huge incentive to buy the game. I still don't think it does, but it is nice that this now is also going to carry forward there. So a little bit more of an incentive to pre-order. Personally, I would not be pre-ordering until the beta, so you actually get hands-on. You know how the game is going to feel. You can build some expectations and some experience there and then decide if you like it. Some people just straight up won't pre-order it all, and that's totally fine. Won't ever tell you guys what to do with your money. But some good news here, I think, objectively responding to some of the feedback that was responding to feedback. Did I get that right? Now, Matt Scrance, who we've seen in a lot of these like dev deep dive videos so far, has actually responded to several things over the past few days. This one from a few days ago, and then a lot in the past day about gameplay details for Black Ops 7 multiplayer, directly giving us some insight that we previously didn't have. So originally, a few days back, Marksman ended up tweeting him saying, would you say movement is a little slower paced overall compared to Black Ops 6? I feel like that's heavily needed to play mouse and keys. And to this, Matt responds and says, at a baseline, that's fair to say the movement will be a little bit slower feeling than Black Ops 6, which is interesting considering we have some advanced movements in there with the wall jumps. But of course, they take out tac sprint by default. You can speed things up a bit if that's your preference, though, through loadouts, perks like tac sprint or lightweight and mobility attachments there. So again, another confirmation that this is more so a slowed down boots on the ground style of gameplay, just with wall jumps as an option. Next up here from Call of Duty, we do actually get a much better look at one of the classic 3-lane maps. They're calling it for Black Ops 7, known as Blackheart. They say 3 clean lanes built from the ground up for next level omni movement. This is Blackheart. This will actually be a part of the beta in October as well. But with this, we can actually get a little bit of a better look at this map. So it seems to take place on like an oil rig of some kind here. We can obviously see plenty of water. I certainly won't accidentally jump over that into the water and die to fall damage there. We can see though right in the middle, like this is clearly designed for wall jumping. So you have these little panels here that you can absolutely jump to the right on and get across this little gap here. I'm also certainly not going to botch that somehow and end up in whatever that hole is right there. But it does seem to be like a little 3-lane map. This is the interior. Again, it seems like there's almost like a little rotating spot here. You could jump in this and actually use this as cover as it rotates, which is kind of interesting. I think that's kind of cool. Sort of a lower area here as well. We've seen little clips of this map actually throughout some of the gameplay reveals and the trailers so far. We just get now a dedicated look at it, so that's kind of interesting there. Another new response here from Matt Scrance. Someone tweets at him and says, Matt, will there be health bars in Black Ops 7? And to this, Matt replies, confirming they are currently testing health bars in multiplayer and hope to have them in the beta along with a setting to disable them. Looking forward to feedback on them. So for those of you who like having that health bar above the enemy player, that one allows you to maybe sometimes spot enemies a little bit better, but then you can see, okay, are they half health? Did I get them down to 1 shot? Should I push? Should I wait a little bit because they're clearly not as damaged as I thought they were? So that's solid there. I think that's a good bit of information you could use in gameplay. But also, if you don't want to have those health bars above them, a setting to disable is pretty cool as well. So kind of gives you the priority in making sure your gameplay feels unique to what you want it to be. So that's pretty cool there. Another response here. Someone asks Matt about the time to kill, and we actually get some pretty specific details here. Matt says, currently sitting around the Black Ops 6 TTK. So if you like the TTK in Black Ops 6 multiplayer, you're gonna like the TTK in Black Ops 7. If you think it's too fast or too slow, you might not like it in Black Ops 7. Matt expands, saying, we like where it is settled as not too fast and not too slow. It is kind of like a medium ground there, giving enough time to react and room for weapons to have diversity without targets feeling overly spongy. So similar TTK to what we've got now in Black Ops 6. And then lastly here, Matt gets asked, will we still be able to have customization on the player HUD where you can enlarge things, you can change up the position of things, you have that full custom HUD, which I think is a really cool feature? And Matt says absolutely. So if you're a fan of that, which I think pretty much everybody universally is, that's like one of the most objectively good things they've added here with Black Ops 6 that will be back for Black Ops 7. So some interesting gameplay details. It does not seem like Treyarch is done at all with revealing new stuff for Black Ops 7, specifically multiplayer here, and just in general, it seems like they are a little bit more open to responding to feedback. And whatever measure it took to get us here, I'm for it. If it is the Battlefield 6 pressure with that game getting so much hype and this game not as much, at least online, if it's low pre-order numbers, whatever the case is, if it's making Call of Duty listen, I think it's a good thing, right? So hopefully this is a trend that continues in the coming days and weeks. Obviously, big stuff coming up later on this month with the full-on COD Next reveal. We've got new announcements and reveals still inbound for Black Ops 7 as well in the next few days and weeks. So lots to break down. You're not going to want to miss any of it. If you want to stay up to date with all of it going on, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications as well. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.